Hello, this is Sinister Gambino here with a new video. In this video, I'm going to be doing my leak video for the Grand Theft Auto Online San Andreas Mercenaries DLC. But yes, starting off, I'll go over a couple things here from Tez2, TezFuns2 here on Twitter and all here. So, starting off, there will be a couple of trade prices for previous Cayo Perico DLC vehicles. That will be tied to the upcoming installed Cayo Perico mode that Rockstar hinted at on one of their launch day Rockstar news wires, where they kind of hinted at some upcoming content. So starting off here with the Manchester Scout here, that will be obtaining a new trade price. Won't be too impactful per se, but nevertheless, that requires completing a bonus objective during the song Cayo Perico. And then for the Mammoth Squatty or whatever, that requires winning a song on Cayo Perico for that trade price, which that one's definitely surely much more impactful there. And yeah, Assault on Cayo Perico, from what I've been hearing, definitely seems to be more of an adversary mode. It clearly wouldn't make too much sense as a free mode thing, since it already is not a free mode thing in terms of other usages. And then the only other thing I really want to go over here for Tez2 is that it seems that there might be several other vehicles that might be getting vaulted sometime in the future here. Being the Tampa, Vindicator, Bestia GTS, Conquest Classic, the Mamba, Monroe, Baller LELWB, the armored version of that as well, and then the first generation Baller. Some highlights on those definitely would probably be the Vindicator with that cruise boost, Conquest Classic Mamba with added delivery support with like the After Hours DLC, and then the armored version of the Baller LELWB. So those are probably some high recommendations that could maybe be considered purchasing soon, just in case. And then from there, I'm going to be moving on to Wild Brick 142 here. Credit to this person here over on Twitter. But starting off here, there is going to be a new Ghost Hunt collectible, and I'll be releasing alongside some of the other Halloween contents of the game. So basically October time then. So basically between 8 PM and 6 AM there will be ghosts spawning at different locations for each hour. There will be 10 total. And after taking a photo of 9, there will be a special one apparently at a very particular location or something like that. The reward for taking all 10 apparently will be a special delivery for the upcoming Brigham. And yeah, the Brigham here, apparently the vehicle here is a reference to like a Ghostbusters movie or something like that. I'm not the biggest on like pop culture kind of stuff, but from what I've been hearing, it's definitely like Ghostbuster kind of stuff there. Pretty cool. And then going on to the Junk Energy time trials. These will be a brand new set of time trials that will involve a brand new set of bicycles I'll be releasing in the game. Yes, finally, after almost like 10 years of the game, there will be brand new bicycles that will be coming into the game. Funnily enough, I believe it's actually the last vehicle class that needed a drip feed release, like a DLC vehicle release. And yeah, if I didn't say already, these are like e-bikes from what I've heard, like electric kind of bikes. And yeah, the PAL from what I've seen is basically the same as like the RC Bandito and the regular time trials as of like the San Andreas Mercenaries DLC, since their daily they got reduced down to like 50k as like a regular PAL. And then yeah, first time completion we'll get the Junk Energy racing suit. And last but not least for Wild Brick here, I want to go into the vehicles, the drip feed vehicles. So starting off here, this one's actually pretty much confirmed to be the next drip feed vehicle here, and that will be the Bravado Buffalo EVX here, which is going to start off at $2,140,000. Plus, this vehicle does get access to Amani tech stuff as well, so that's probably going to be another like few to several $100,000 in addition to that at most. And then for those on a 9th generation system, the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, there will even be an HSW upgrade apparently for that one as well. And going off of the ones that were already released of Andreas Mercenaries DLC, as far as I've heard, there's not much of a confirmed price for the HSW upgrades, but going off of the recent ones, I would probably expect the HSW upgrade to be in like the $1 million range and stuff, since it can be like armored and whatnot as well. And then going on to the next one here, this one apparently is from a brand new vehicle manufacturer that will be making an appearance for the very first time, with Penod or whatever there. But yes, the course, whatever pronunciation there. That will also be pretty similar to the Buffalo EVX here. This one will for sure have an HSW upgrade from what I've heard as well for those on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. Yeah, this one's $1,990,000. Again, going off of the other ones, I'll probably expect it to be like around like 1 million plus range on that HSW upgrade. And if it's anything like the other three, it's probably going to have a money tech stuff as well, so you'll probably want that extra bit as well. So this could easily be like a $3 million-ish vehicle on 9th gen. This one maybe more like 4 million-ish, kind of like the Stinker TT from earlier, from like day one. So these two should definitely be very interesting. I would say these are definitely going to be very high recommendation vehicles here. And then going on to the Southern San Andreas drip feed vehicles here, there's a couple of those as well. Starting off from the trailer before, there was the Bravado Hot Ring Hellfire, and that would be $1,810,000. If it's anything like the previous one they released for the Drug War DLC, the Hot Ring Everon, it'll probably end up getting a trade price of some kind, so I assume that one will probably have some kind of trade price to make it a little bit cheaper. But yes, it is basically kind of like a muscle car-y kind of hot ring vehicle. Kind of a muscle car, but it is going to indeed be classed as a sport car. So just like the other two hot rings in the game right now, it will be classified as a sport car. So I assume it's not going to be very good for general sport car. It's definitely not going to be very good for general sport car performance, apparently. Something interesting about it is apparently it has some of the best brakes in the game, actually. Just like parts on like the roof of the vehicle that like open up and whatnot when you brake, so apparently it's going to have some pretty damn good braking. But yeah, this one can definitely have some very interesting, nice potential when it comes to the hot ring races, I would definitely imagine. And then there will be that Albany Brigham from earlier on. That will be getting that brand new livery that can be unlocked for like the Halloween like free mode event thing from earlier. There. That will be a $1,499,000 vehicle there. I don't really feel there's necessarily too much more to mention on that one, aside for what I've already mentioned. It is going to be a 4-door, by the way, on that one. Going on to Warstock, there's just going to be one more here. And this was one that was on like the trailer, like screenshot like thing, basically, the weaponized Kanata. But yes, it is 100% confirmed. Basically, that is a whole separate model. You're not going to be upgrading the like existing Kanata. It is instead going to be its own purchasable vehicle. So you should be pretty safe to sell your regular Kanata if you were one holding out on that. This one will be a total of $3,385,000. Apparently it's already available in like one of the new missions and whatnot, so I assume it would probably have a trade price tied to that probably as well. So you could probably even get it for a little bit cheaper, I'm going to assume as well. With this one, I heard that the machine guns are not going to be as good as the Buzzard, unfortunately. So machine gun wise, not as good as the Buzzard. Missiles, the missiles apparently have like Buzzard cooldown as well, so the missiles aren't like spammable like the Sparrow and stuff like that, unfortunately. Something pretty negative about it as well is unfortunately it goes down to a 2-seater. Apparently the regular Kanata is a 4-seater, this one will be going down to a 2-seater. So unfortunately, it doesn't sound like it's going to be the greatest. I also heard it's going to have no countermeasures. So that's also going to be quite unfortunate there. It could have been so much more than the Buzzard, but unfortunately it just does not sound like it's going to be. But still, I feel like it'd still be pretty worth picking up anyways. And then, yes, last but not least, there is indeed brand new bicycles coming into the game. They're basically e-bikes from what I have heard. They're basically electric bicycles. And they're just going to be $50,000. They obviously aren't going to be too crazy expensive. They're just bicycles. First set of bicycles for drip feed and stuff. Probably the very last vehicle class that needed any new additions in the game for sure. And then yeah, that's pretty much it here for Wild Brick 142. Last but not least here, I'm pretty much going to go into Floorball here, who I think has like 10 to like 15, 16 things at most. A lot of like clothing stuff and whatnot. But yes, with this DLC, obviously the 10-year anniversary of the game is pretty much going to be happening. Rockstar would have been super crazy to not celebrate the 10-year anniversary of pretty much their longest, like, hugest successful game in the franchise with the crazy successful online mode. So I'll go into these, show them off real quick and whatnot. Definitely one similar to like Franklin and Trevor. Might have been a Michael one there as well, perhaps. There's going to be another like Halloween 2023 UFO event, as you would probably expect. I actually kind of looked at the video and stuff earlier. I saw there was like UFO boxers and stuff. It might just be very similar to the one from last year. Last year's was already pretty great, so it's not that much more than last year's. I don't think it would be too much of an issue, to be completely honest. It's going to be a brand new possessed animal random event thing, apparently, or probably just something you kill and whatnot. From what I watched, it didn't really look like there's much of a reward per se on this one. So it's probably going to be like the slashers and stuff that they did beforehand. Definitely stuff very similar to that all. Some of the animals it seems you're going to be able to find through that all seems to be the cougar, pug, boar, coyote, and deer. So it's definitely very nice. They're actually going to be finally utilizing animals in the online. That's very tight. Not something I was going to necessarily expect in the whole 10 years at this point of the game. But better late than never. Even if it's a very temporary thing. And yeah, there's going to be new weather options. Snow's already a thing, as I've kind of mentioned in the patch notes. But yeah. I believe it was mentioned they were going to do like Halloween themed props and stuff, but I don't think they really mentioned they were going to be doing a Halloween weather, but they are indeed going to be doing a Halloween weather, so that's definitely something very nice to see. Already showed off the time trial thing basically there. But yes, as Rockstar has basically already hinted on their Day 1 newswire for upcoming content, armored trucks are going to be returning into the game. And they seem mostly identical to how they already were in the 7th gen version of the game. Pretty much it was a thing entirely for the 7th gen. 8th gen had it, I believe, up until like 2015 with like the free mode event update. Once the free mode event update came out, it was pretty much just the free mode event stuff from there, for like those purple ones that weren't anywhere near as great as like those 7th gen free mode events. Definitely very cool to be seeing that coming back. Seems the main difference is you just have to like do a prompt and your character opens up the case. So it's maybe just a little more immersive, maybe better payouts and stuff like that. But finally, after so many years, like 8 years, it's finally coming back for the armored trucks. And then this one here confirms a Halloween weather with no rain, it looks like. So you do seem to have the option for no rain Halloween weather. That's definitely going to be pretty nice if you're not big on the rain part. And yeah, the new adversary mode and the drip feed. Yeah, it was pretty much going to be an obvious thing. That wasn't going to be a free mode thing that you do. Pretty obvious it was going to be something like an adversary mode. Could give some motor word. Could definitely give some motor wars. Definitely could give some Motor Wars vibes there for sure with that like description and everything. That's probably the description for when you first load up the job and everything. And it looks like there's going to be brand new weapon tints that's going to be themed off of the different story mode characters that tie in with the 10-year anniversary thing as well. Looks like Franklin's going to be getting some kind of new employee of the month finish. To me, it's not going to necessarily be too much different than the organics finish from like the contract DLC. So this one's going to be kind of in my opinion personally, but I think it can still be a pretty great one to have nevertheless. It's on the micro SMG, which has already had a good bit of delivery support though, to be fair. I kind of wish they chose a different weapon, but it is what it is. Probably my favorite one of the bunch here will be the Uncle T finish, and it looks like that'll be the seems like that'll be the first major livery edition when it comes to the RPG. That's definitely going to be a pretty fun one. Last but not least though, kind of what looks to be the least worthwhile one here will be the Suede Bucks finish, which will clearly be Michael themed here. And going off of the micro SMG, I know this one is a Mark II variant, but just watch them. They'll probably put it on the Mark I version. They've done it in the past where they do like liveries like the Pump Shotgun Mark I, but not the Mark II, I'm pretty sure. If it's for the Mark I carbine rifle, it's kind of going to be the most useless one, unfortunately, I would say. And some more clothing stuff here. Spooky Halloween fits. Rockstar Games apparently will be having a 25th anniversary as well, in addition to a 10-year anniversary for Grand Theft Auto 5 and online itself. That's pretty crazy. Even more close stuff here that'll be going on. Ella's smoking jacket will apparently be a thing for the 8th gen consoles and PC, it looks like. There will even be some more mask-like t-shirt things, one thing for like each of the protagonists of the game, it looks like as well, for the story mode. And a couple other t-shirt things there, basically. And that's pretty much looking like that's going to be everything I want to cover in terms of like leak stuff and all that kind of stuff. I think these couple sources have definitely been plenty good enough to go over a bunch of like upcoming content and whatnot. I'll probably leave some more in the description as well for those that might want to look into like the customization of the upcoming vehicles. I'll probably be sure to find somebody with customizations to link in the description. Maybe like Bruffy 1322 as well for maybe more like general vehicle information for like credits for like the HSW upgrade knowledge I have. So that's finally going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed.